I know that after I leave, savage wolves will come in among you and will not spare the flock. Even from your own number men will arise and distort the truth in order to draw away disciples after them. Acts chapter 20 verses 29 and 30. The church doesn't need enemies. It has them within its own ranks. Strong and bitter words, aren't they? Just like life itself. This is what many of us think and endure, and what is difficult to recognize and even more difficult to say out loud. In these words, I will try to justify this thesis. From the beginning of Christian history, with a traitor among the 12 apostles, the church has struggled with internal enemies. Usually, however, they tried to break away from its visible structure to pursue their own religious plans. Heretics who opposed the church's authority ended these disputes by proclaiming to the people the rise of the true Christian church. This was the case, for example, with Luther and Calvin. Today, however, many, while supporting heresies within the visible church, do not seek to establish their own church, but remain in the Catholic Church and distort it, proclaiming their heretical ideas as an expression of freedom of speech. No one in their right mind could deny today that people who are Catholic in name but Protestant at heart are working in their theological and/or philosophical departments in positions responsible for the formation of seminarians in seminaries and novitiates, in their parishes, and even in episcopal offices, in their catechesis coordination or other evangelization tasks, etc., thus creating the most impressive of all schisms in history, for there is nothing more deadly than an internal schism, which not only divides, but destroys what is seemingly undivided. From the beginning of Christian history, the baptized at their various levels of professional experience, laypeople, priests, consecrated persons, could face heresy by relying, on the one hand, on the Magisterium, and on the other, on hierarchical superiors, both as objective points of reference. Yet how many laypeople today come out of conversations with priests on moral issues even more confused? How many priests come out even more discouraged from seeking support from their superiors, who often leave them alone with the pressure of their surroundings? How many Catholics in good faith do not know the truths of the faith because they are never proclaimed, or at best are presented from a modernist point of view? No one in their right mind could deny today that many members of the Catholic Church, out of moral negligence and conformity to one-dimensional postmodern thinking, are falling into a terrible neglect of authority, which does not so much destroy faith as it poisons it by the tactic of numbing consciences. If from the beginning of Christianity there was one thing that committed Catholics feared, it was offending God and/or betraying the gospel by infidelity in their lives. Today, on the contrary, there are many Catholics, lay people, priests, consecrated persons, who are afraid to be faithful. A new fear, which I like to call the new reverse Inquisition, present in Catholicism today, whose totalitarian diabolical dynamic falls upon the baptized, who are not content to be merely believers, but who are pastorally engaged in defending and bearing witness to the truth through apologetics and fidelity to the tradition of the Church. No one in their right mind can deny that there is currently a blatant disproportion, leniency and tacit support for the heretic, and at the same time, close observation of the faithful, who for the slightest mistake, real or invented by his enemies, is disproportionately punished. And we already have numerous examples of this. For all these reasons, I end as I began, and I assert without a shadow of a doubt that the Catholic Church does not need enemies today because it has them within its own ranks, and they are doing far more damage than external enemies. This was the Bell of Vendi. Like and share this video. Goodbye, dear warriors in the Lord, and may God bless you.